And 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Breaking news.
Good evening, everyone.
Hello,
United States.
Good evening, everybody.
We're back. Had a lot going on last week. We apologize for the missing Sunday, but we're back. I hope everyone's doing as well as they can right now.
Staying hydrated out there. Hope you got some water.
It's definitely hot outside over here in West Texas. Just give it a few minutes, see who comes on.
They got 90 degrees out there in Sacramento and up in New York. A hot one all across the nation.
That's why we found a creek today.
Yeah, no, I don't want to hear about it.
It was nice. Come on up. I'll show you where it's at.
There's no water in like 2 hours from here. Nothing. You have to drive 2 hours to find water.
That's why I love where I live. I really do. I love that part of it.
You guys see them pictures? The water's crystal clear.
Yeah, I don't want to talk about it. I see you playing around in the water like a little kid. Jealous.
Hey, I was feeding the fish.
There
was little fish in there. There's little fish, and I'd pick up rocks, and so like little things would come swimming out or whatever they eat, and they would go in and eat them. They were swimming like no shit that close to my hand. They was waiting for the rocks to pick up, and they'd go in and they eat whatever they wanted, and then they'd float back and they'd wait for me to pick up another rock, and they'd go in. It was pretty cool.
Hey guys, I'm still blocked on Facebook, so I can't even share anything. So somebody else is going to have to go on Facebook and share, or send it to Signal and tell people to share. Whatever you want to do.
That's fine. We'll get on there.
Thank you.
Well, here they come. Hi, Jackie.
Hey.
The studio. How are you? Good to see y'all.
Howdy, everyone. From the bright side of the tunnel.
Good evening, everyone. Good evening. Good evening.
Hello, Marlene.
Jackie.
Let Freedom Ring. How's it going? Glad y'all could join.
So did you say the YouTube for USLA didn't work? So we're on Lisa the Mayor and USLA Facebook, right?
Yeah. I'll get USLA YouTube up and Rumble. So we're gonna get USLA YouTube and Rumble up, so we'll have separate channels for USLA. How's it going, Michael and Brian? We're still working out some of the technical stuff. I am not technically advantageous. It takes me a minute. Tanya keeps getting herself blocked, so it takes her a minute.
I'm going to get myself blocked again. I'm sure of it.
Oh, I'm sure we all will. I guess you're doing it right if you haven't blocked yourself.
That's right.
What is up, everybody? How has everybody's week been? What are you looking forward to? Good questions to get y'all started, get this warmed up. What are y'all looking forward to? Got some things we look forward to telling you guys.
Some exciting stuff. Douglas, okay, what's up? How is Spike? She's lazy.
Mm-hmm.
She's being lazy. It's hot outside. She doesn't want to be outside. Then she's in at night. So I had to cut her food back. She's getting back to Toxin Lover. Hey. Oh, Cherie. Hello. My Facebook is usable. Keep me as a second string Facebook user. Fair enough. We will remember that.
I created it.
Who wants to go first?
Well, the website's up, y'all. So if you haven't looked at theusla.com, it is up and running. That is TheUSLA.com. So please check it out. Share it out to everybody. You can download the education packet straight from the website. There's a contact form at the bottom, as well as the email address at the very bottom. You can as well use to contact us. It's going to give you a definition for the month, for this month of July, as well as the option to be able to download the logos that you can put on your profile picture. We still have, what is it, like 12 more days, 14 days until the end of the month. 17th, 14 days to the end of the month. So 14 more days to put that profile, that picture of American Patriot Month on your social media platform as your profile picture. You can do that from the website, theusla.com. It is also being developed. This is just the construction page, so it has just enough information for you to get to know about USLA a little bit more and be able to share out that education packet with everybody that you know as well. Very streamlined. You just go there, click the button, and you're good to go.
And with that segue, Tanya is packet. Oh, there's Roberto making
So yeah, the packet is on. We uploaded on CloutHub. I couldn't figure out before I got blocked on Facebook how to upload on our Facebook, our main page, but the packet is in the state groups on Facebook on United States Liberty Alliance. And then, like Matt said, go to the website. It's on there. If you're wondering what's in that packet, hold on just a second. I'll just read you the first page of it. Who we are, United States Liberty Alliance. Notice on the continuation of the national emergency concerning the coronavirus disease. The National Emergency Declaration and what you need to know. United Nations and World Economic Forum, Agenda 2030. And USLA would like to introduce you to the Bilderberg Group. There's a lot of people that don't know who the Bilderberg Group even is. So if you know, this is something that you can email to people who don't know and don't have time to do the research that we've already done. But there are links for all of this stuff for people to go back and check it for themselves. There's the grand jury call to action, so that can help people understand what a grand jury would look like. We've talked about the white flag of truce quite a bit, and so there's some information in there about the white flag law of war. And then know your laws, 4 United States code laws, protection of our rights as Americans. And then the last one is about January 6th, the faces of political prisoners at America's Abu. How do you pronounce that? Somebody help me.
Abu Ghraib.
Grab? Is it Grab or Grabe? I don't know. Grab in DC. So it's about the political prisoners that are there. And then you can download that as PDF, save it, send it out. Please do. Email it, send it Messenger, whatever you want to do.
I'm not sure what's going on over there. Are you done, Tanya?
Sorry, yeah, I'm done. Of course, someone came in and was having me read something, so you'll hear about that in a minute, I'm sure. But that's about the packet, and I mean it just goes along with what we already said in our meeting earlier. But so we've said it multiple times. There's plenty of people, so many people that helped us work on that packet, that information. Send it out to people who are so consumed with the news that they have no idea what's really going on in the world. There's a lot of people still out there like that. And you already heard me say it like 20 times. I'm mad because I'm blocked on Facebook. And that's one way that I usually communicate with a lot of people that I know personally. And Facebook just isn't allowing it. And it's the silliest stuff that they are blocking me on. So I'm sure some of you here have been done that way too. I know some of the people, well, I know Matt has. So he just said, forget it, not going back. But other than that, yeah, get that information out for us. We would appreciate it. I'll leave it at that for now.
Awesome. We got a couple different dates coming up. Tommy walked away again, so I won't go into him until he comes back. But Roberto, would you mind talking about our we haven't fully named it yet, but we're throwing out Pink Slip Challenge. Maybe you guys have a suggestion of what kind of challenge we could call it. Berto?
All right. Yes. Regardless whether you have the means to go to DC or not, whether you have the means to go to your state capital or not, whether you have the means to go to your local representative office or not. If you don't have the means, I've been pondering on this idea of sending, all these representatives, and I'm going to start naming names, but all these representatives, including the POTUS, the vice POTUS, and the Speaker of the House, I'm sending them a pink slip. So if we can have, I was thinking, we're calling on all you all that are here watching to give us ideas on how to do it, on what to name it. But what we were thinking about, in backstage, is maybe twice a month. Maybe let's say take the 15th and the 30th of the month, and have a send your representative, send the president a pink slip challenge, basically laying out, all the impeachable offenses. You could pick three, and then pick another three the following 2 weeks, or another three. But, we're going to try to get some bullet points of all the impeachable offenses that Biden, Kamala Harris, Nancy Pelosi, and all the other representatives have done. But especially the president, the so-called president, have some bullet points, and then you guys can take those bullet points and write your own letter in your own words. We can very well write a letter, post it, and then you could just copy and paste it. But for them to receive a cookie cutter, type letter, it kind of defeats the purpose. You want to put in your experience, your flavor, how you have personally been affected by this administration. Everybody's been affected differently. For us truck drivers, it's been fuel. For a lot of you that have, kids, family, babies, it's been the baby formula, or the higher prices in food. Maybe the open borders. A lot of people have been affected by the open borders, by criminals coming in and maybe, causing some kind of crime, God forbid, maybe in your family or something. Maybe they've taken jobs from you. Whatever it is, you put your flavor in it, send a letter, and at the end, tell them, so we're demanding you resign. You need to resign, and or respond to this letter. I demand a response to this letter, and I demand that you resign. A resignation, that would be a response. So you wouldn't need to receive a letter back. But by law, there's some kind of law, which I wish we can find it or something. They have to respond. If you demand a response in any letter that you send a representative, because at the end of the day, remember, they represent us. We don't work for them. Just remember, like Brian Brosy would say, they work for us. They work for us. And we need to let them know that. And we need to, if they're not doing their job, we need to demand they resign. We list the impeachable offenses. We list the treasonous offenses that Biden has committed. You know, I mean, if if pulling off the Afghanistan debacle is heavy on your heart, you can include that and how those 13 American soldiers lost their lives because of his incompetent decision, or if it's shutting down the Keystone pipeline and causing this us to depend on oil again overseas, if it's um, whatever it is, you write it down, and each and every week, if they don't respond, you said, okay, you have not responded to my letter, and I demand a response, and you lay out two or three other reasons why they need to be impeached, why they need to step down, and why they need to resign. If it's happened in the UK, and it's happened in Sri Lanka, and it's happened in all these other countries because people stood up, because thousands and millions of people stood up, then it can happen here in the United States of America. Why not? They're not invincible. They're not whatever. Hey, if there's an administration that's representing us and it's for the people, there's no reason why we'd be doing what we're doing right now. We support 100% or whatever. But if you're causing treasonous and impeachable acts and all that stuff, then you need to step down and you need to resign, and we demand that you resign. They, you know, Obviously Pelosi has not done her job because she tried to impeach Trump for false Russian collusion, and for just saying, "Oh, we all need to fight." How many times have all these Democrats and all that stuff? And again, we don't want to make this a Republican Democrat thing, but obviously they're making it that way. But how many times has Elizabeth Warren, AOC, Maxine Waters, Maxine Waters, she basically straight up said, let's go out and do violence pretty much, almost quoting. So, so how many times has Biden and Kamala Harris said, we got to fight like hell, we got to fight, we got to fight. So at one time that Trump said, fight, impeachment. And all these things that Biden is doing, no impeachment. So, so obviously she's not doing her job. She's not upholding her oath. So they all need to resign. So what's your all's take on that? Let's see any ideas out there?
Yeah, so Michael had a really good idea to send it registered mail because it requires a signature. Then you have a signature validation that they received it. I just put it in their registered mail. It's usually about a few bucks. I think it's like $3.20 or something like that to actually send it registered mail. In the grand scheme of things, they're spending our money like crazy. They're sending all this money over to the U country that we don't give permission for. So a few bucks every other week, a few bucks a month, however you want to do it, a few bucks a week, every week. That's nothing in the grand scheme of things. I'm sure most of you spend that on your coffee every day, to be honest. So, this is so we can continue to be able to have our coffee every day, to be honest. Like, there are some good ideas in here. They've already put up charges of child abuse, articles of impeachment, Afghanistan, as you did, Roberto, NATO human rights violation, withholding food and medicine. I'm not fully aware of that situation, but it wouldn't surprise me whatsoever. Michael says registered letter gives you a chain of custody, and who signed for it? Absolutely, Michael. And do they hate chain of custodies. They just don't like to have that there at all. Doxson said it's money well spent. Absolutely. So that forces them to acknowledge that they received it, and we can have that challenge, the registered mail receipt, or as you're sending the registered mail out, but getting the confirmation it was received. How many did are they going to receive before they respond back, if they will at all? So I guess there's another challenge. We need to go find that law that Roberto is talking about, because that might be a very powerful tool if we understand how to utilize it to our advantage. Remember, we have to start playing their game and playing by their rules, but still staying benevolent in the process. Berto.
Folks, I'm gonna be a little blunt here. I mean, I can understand if you don't have the economical means to be present in DC. Whether you go to DC or whether you go to your state capital or not, we should still do this. So if you're gonna go to DC, take your envelopes, take your stamps, and let's do it. Or we go to the post office and send the registered mail, like you guys gave that good idea. But folks, if the American people, you know, come up with excuses to take 15 minutes or half an hour every 15 days to send a letter or a few letters, and you guys and they don't do it, then we're screwed. Oh, and by the way, I want to add this idea as well that we were talking about in backstage. It's not just doing it and sending it. It's, you know, at the very least, if you don't want to take a picture of the letter, that's fine. If you think it's personal, that's fine. But take a picture of the envelope and you putting it, or a quick, 5-second video of you putting it in your mailbox, or take a picture when you're in the USPS, sending it, and post it in your social media, because at the end of the day, everybody posts everything they eat. Whenever they're taking a crap in the bathroom, they post it on social media. So why can't they take 1 second, take a quick picture of the envelope and post it on your social media, just to get everybody to start doing this? So I believe maybe in the beginning it'll be slow, but once people get in the habit of doing it, and more and more people do it, then hopefully we can flood freaking DC with tens of thousands and hundreds of thousands of mail telling them to step down. That'll be effective, I believe, just like being over there in DC with the signs. Maybe even more effective. I don't know, but it's worth a shot. I'm not saying it's the greatest idea since sliced bread, but it's worth a shot doing it.
What's up with these questions? In this comment thread here, I feel like we need to address some of them.
Are y'all taking notes or screenshots of these suggestions? Because I don't know how to take screenshots in my tablet.
I'm copying and pasting it all right now.
Okay, Tanya, since you asked, I didn't realize this was going to come through from last night, but I was on, and I'm going to clear it up right now. I just sent a message too. I was invited on a panel with Texas Girl, Diego TV on Saturday night, like I am almost every Saturday night. And GWT happened to be here off a break for a load, and his beautiful wife. So he was asked if he wanted to join as well. While I was on that on that stream, it was restreamed. Like I restreamed their actual stream, so I was not in control of that stream. I just restreamed it onto my channel. I had to break away for a bit and go to a different meeting with different people. Apparently there was a conversation that occurred. I don't know the ins and outs of it. I do know that it apparently agitated a lot of people that are concerned about different things regarding the transition that occurred between TPC and after that. I'm going to be careful with my words here because I really do not wish to have a big old argument on this live stream about anything regarding that. Joe from First Responder Media was invited on to the panel. That was not me. I was not on that stream at the moment. So he was invited on, and there was apparently a decision to end the stream that came from somebody else who owned the stream. I will say that it actually was a very good conversation. It cleared a lot of air between a lot of people that it needed to happen. The end of it was a very positive note. We all ended talking about being able to work with each other, and sometimes, you know, we all need to just forgive each other for our trespasses and move forward with each other for the bigger picture. There is a huge amount of stuff going on in the world with our government. We're losing our freedoms. All this money is going over to the U country without our permission. They're talking to a P country that to give them fighter jets in order for U country to use it, which breaks a lot of laws and ethical laws, and is inadvertently sucking us into war with R. Because if I was an R country and another country that I was not at war with was being given stuff to have war with, I'd be kind of pissed off. So we all need to be careful with that. There's a lot more going on in this world than what happened 2 months ago. And the biggest thing for it is that we were all very hurt, and it was very emotional for every single person associated with that movement. But we also have to reflect on all the good that came from that movement. And if we get torn up about these squabbles and differences, and we war with each other, there's no way we can take down the top. And that is exactly what they want. They want us to concentrate on being divisive with each other and causing division with each other. Because if we do that, then they don't have to fight very hard against us. And so we need to heal, and we need to forgive, and we need to understand that everybody in the situation was hurt by it, and respect that, and try to figure out how to help each other heal. And that's all I'm going to say about that for the rest of the stream. If you choose that you want to have that conversation somewhere else, then one of my lives, you can have that conversation on one of my personal lives. So I will leave it at that.
Good response. We are all still healing, but we've got to unite and move on. We've got to look to the future. Okay, so
All right. I'm responding to Spinnaker.
yeah.
Or he, sorry, asked impeachment for what? Well, right off the top of my head, I mean, I was typing some stuff in, but you know, from day one, he shut down the production of the Keystone pipeline, opened up the Nord Stream 2 pipeline in Russia to make us dependent for oil. Stop the building of the border wall, which is causing this whole border crisis. Okay, the extreme government spending that's causing this inflation. Okay, the Afghanistan pullout debacle, right? For his incompetent decision, 13 soldiers were lost. Should I continue? I mean, I'm pretty sure we can come up with a whole bunch more reasons.
One of the things is he armed our enemy. So he left all of that equipment, 300,000 guns, all this military equipment for our enemy, which is the Taliban. He left all of that stuff. That in itself is treason. You arm the enemy, period. He just recently sent oil from our strategic reserves to China. The company, one of the companies that bought it, Hunter Biden, has a 1.7 million, I think, investment within it. That's called money laundering. We can continue on. Basically, I just watched a video that has our favorite little puppeteer from Hungary. I'm sure we all know, if you've been paying attention, that literally said Biden was instrumental in Ukraine and convincing and teaching Yushchenko to be Democrat in the end. That it wouldn't be that way if Biden hadn't had the patience, quote unquote, that our puppeteer did not have. So, you know, that's not in the U.S. interest. That's not upholding and defending the Constitution in any way. So we have just pick one, y'all. Pick 2, 3, pick 4, 5, 6, whatever. If you would like, Berto has also said we will try to create a list with factual connections to it, so that you've got that. Otherwise, I mean, in all honesty, all you got to do is pick up your I don't want to say the G word. What's a good one? Brave. And start searching on that one. We need to get away from G and all that. So remember, if you can spit yourself out of the system a piece at a time, then they have no control over you.
Don't be a wahoo and get on the other one. Don't be a troglodyte and get on the other one. I'm not being discriminatory. I'm just trying to look out for you guys, man. They're spying on us, man. We try to have privacy here.
Trina put invasion. I mean, we're being invaded. I mean, Texas just came out a week ago and said they're literally they just put out an emergency saying they're being invaded. I mean, these counties have actually done emergency declarations based on invasion down there. Over the July 4th weekend, almost 250,000 apprehensions. That's a 250,000 people. That's in one weekend. How many have been coming in from that? You know, just pick one, man. It's not hard.
There's a lot of people that are concerned about the nuclear war, like in New York. They sent out a public service announcement of nuclear attack, and I was wondering about it. Like, is that a real thing? Because I just kept seeing TikToks about it, but I messaged a close.
Matt pulled that up, and I think he saw Hawaii.
Hawaii's also doing it, and another state. But yeah, it's like legit. They actually put that out there. Apparently.
Yeah, I asked a close friend, and she said she'd keep me updated. I asked her where she got the notifications, and so I'm waiting on a response back for that, or alerts. Like, I wonder if it went out over the TV or on phones, or how that went. I don't understand why people would consider us leaving our military equipment in another country that's brand new a good thing, especially when they want to attack us. And I realize that some of that may have been fabricated through the years too. I'm not saying that, but what's ours is ours. I mean, we're in debt enough. There's no reason that we should continue to give to other countries when we can't take care of our own.
Spinnaker says that equipment was for the Afghan army. We were supposed to leave them unarmed. They gave it up, Spinnaker. Yes, it was there for their army, and the army turned tail and ran, and the withdrawal was awful, and it should have been swooped up. That equipment should have been swooped up and taken with. Now it's in the hands of the Taliban, and it's given them quite an advantage to controlling those people. We were abandoned the Afghan army through promise
It all
for
comes back
transition.
down.
We did support the transition. They were moved over to their own country for quite a while, but how it was done and ended was horrible. And if you know the enemy is coming in to take over, you take the weapons with you. And if the Afghan army regroups and then they can handle the situation, then you can talk about giving them back, that kind of stuff.
Was all a part of it. Funding it all.
Lamont Shree, who can request a psych test on Biden? I don't know. That goes under the 25th Amendment. Nancy Pelosi was fine-tuning it just before the election. Most of us don't think it had anything to do with Trump, obviously. It had everything to do with Biden. When they're ready to take him out, they're going to take him out. They're not done with him yet. Tommy knows about that a little bit.
Who are we taking out?
Well, Biden, you'd mentioned about the Kamala getting the last 2 years and it not counting as her stint as president.
Yeah, well, they did that, and yeah, you won't see him leave till after the 2-year mark because, yeah, if he leaves before the 2-year mark, then that counts as one of her terms. So she can only run again once. If it happens after the 2-year mark, she's considered the assistant or whatever, vice president, whatever the hell they call it, and then she can run for 2 terms. But I think what happened was we're 18 months into this, and they realized that she's actually a whole lot dumber than they anticipated. So now they know if they put her in office, they're in a bad spot. So that's kind of everything's coming together. It's all making sense. They're pushing 2030 because of all this. Their plan didn't work. Period. You can see them scrambling. You can see them struggling. They're trying to throw stuff out there, and they're trying to do it too quick, so it keeps failing. They're just pushing the agenda forward. I assure you that was their plan, was to get rid of Biden and let her take the rest of his term and then 2 more. But she's not capable either, as she's made very clear several times. So but again, that's just my personal beliefs. I'm nobody. So who's ready to go on the 23rd and the 26th? You guys ready to? I heard a rumor that there's going to be some people hanging out in D.C. possibly on the 26th. I don't know how true it is, but I heard that. 23rd, Lisa, you went over the 23rd, right?
Yeah, 23rd was sent out by a lot of different organizations and countries that there's gonna be a peaceful assembly wherever you can. If it's on the side of the highway, if it's at your municipalities, everybody's trying to stand in solidarity, not just with the Dutch, but all the other countries that have been following. Italy, Sri Lanka, Estonia just went, I heard the other day. Australia, New Zealand, our brothers and sisters north of us, Canada, Albania, Brazil. Who else am I missing? They're just falling like dominoes, man. People are rising up and telling the government enough is enough. If you don't know what's going on with the Dutch, they came through with some severe climate change rules. They're demanding that they slaughter their livestock. They're taking their land.
Leave it.
They're giving it to people that are being in there for resettlement. That's the definition of communism, y'all. The government taking your land and giving it to someone else. That is redistribution of wealth. They're they're doing it. I think they're just hoping these other countries won't rise up or won't say anything. They haven't done it here yet, but it's coming. It's coming. I think that, you know, it's been conversated that the reason they're not pushing us that hard is because they know if America stands up, which we need to now, that the rest of the world will follow as well. We need to now. We need to get moving on that. So everyone's being encouraged. If you can, get yourself a Dutch flag, American flag, Canadian flag. It's going to be, we move as one, because we have to move as one. The entire world, citizens of the world, we have to move as one. They cannot control us if we stand up. There's more of us than there is of them. And the 23rd is going to start people asking questions. What is this? What is this? We move as one. Why do you have those flags on your vehicle? Farmers, you know, let's get out to all the farmers too. We know fuel's expensive. Everybody knows fuel's expensive. Just get out to the edge of your property with your tractors or, you know, your municipalities. Get the conversation going. What's going on? It's coming here. I mean, they're trying to cut their nitrogen down. I don't know the percentage, but come on. Nitrogen is the most abundant gas in our atmosphere. It's building blocks of life. This is ridiculous. People are going to starve. I don't think y'all understand. People are going to starve to death. And if you have humanitarian in you, you do not want people to starve. We have to farm. We have to raise livestock. So it's going to be a social media challenge. You know, get a picture of your vehicle decorated, get hashtag We Move as One on there, and start flooding the internet, your social media with that, your TikTok challenge. Get people to start that conversation so we can wake them up. And in 3 days, on the 26th, there's some big rumors going around, and I'm gonna let Tommy talk about that.
That's interesting that it's in 3 days after that.
Yeah.
Just to say.
Yeah, there's no evidence of that, Spinnaker. Like I said, that is solely my self-educated guess, if you will. That's after studying and looking at it and understanding government. And it just, that's what it all points to. Everybody in the world knows Biden's not fit. Everybody in the world, or at least I think everybody in the world, understands that they just passed the 29th Amendment whatever amendment that was, the 24th Amendment, whatever it was, to remove a sitting president if they don't seem to be medically fit. That all got set up for a reason. That's all there for a reason. It's just my own educated, self-taught guess, if you will. The 26th it's when the whole country's standing up. It's time to stand up. That's what the rumor is. There's being permits pulled right now in DC. There's people working to go to governor mansions in all the states. It's just time. It's time. If you can't get to DC, go to your governor mansion. I mean, that's it. Everybody is sick of it. Everybody. There's probably 20% of the world that aren't sick of it. And there's probably 50-60% of the ones that are sick of it don't have a clue what to do about it. But that's the point in the 23rd, is to just rush it, just post it, put it everywhere. It's finally, everybody's coming together, man. Finally, the entire world, the country. I don't know, man. Show up. That's all I can say. Show up. If you're going to sit around and you want to troll people, or you just want to talk shit, if you're not doing nothing, show up. Do your part. That's all you got to do, is show up. That's it. Nothing else. Nobody's asking money from you. Nobody's asking shit from you. Any keyboard warriors, you can even take your phone to the to wherever you show up, and you can still talk shit. Just get out there, show up. It's that simple. Just show up.
Yeah, so I want an opportunity, since Spinnaker is on my live feed, to tell you, Spinnaker, we love you. We adore the fact that you can have difference of opinion and talk about it here and troll out if you want to. It ain't no skin off our back, man. If anyone wants to block you, that's their welcome.
Yeah, I mean,
I don't
the
block
good
out.
part is we're doing this for the next generation, and we're hoping that they're a little bit more intelligent than their parents. So
yeah, we're all
that's what
striving
we're
to
aiming
have
for.
smarter kids. So, Arthur, Lisa, are you heading to DC in a convoy, or are you going to be there on your own? I don't know yet. I'm just waiting for the Lord to tell me what to do. He's been pretty good about guiding me thus far. For me, that's my personal belief. Don't have to be anybody else's. So that's kind of where I'm at. Spinnaker opinion is on here. That's okay, Spinnaker. Hey, man, Spinnaker, go to theusla.com and go ahead and check out our Patriot Pack. It's got a lot of good information that's actually fact-based, and it's got references to the different areas on there. Feel free to read it, see who we are. It's cool, man.
Yeah.
You don't.
We don't try to push our opinions on nobody. We encourage you to do your own and come up with your own facts. I don't want to do nobody's work for anybody. I'm a grown ass man. I got my own work to do. Everybody got to do their own work. If you don't put in your own work, then you're irrelevant to us anyway. You ain't gonna show up and put in your own work. You just go and sit your ass on the couch. No big deal, man. We ain't nothing but love for you, brother.
We love
nothing but love, man.
All good, man.
Yeah, stay fuzzy on the fringe.
Yeah, I truly don't believe that Spinnaker is trolling per se. That's just, you know, their point of view.
It don't matter. So what else we got going on?
So let's see. We talked about all those. That was our simple agenda tonight. We're all working really hard. I know all of us are getting tired. So we're still looking for state leads for several states in the Southwest. I know up in the kind of Montana area, Dakotas, some of the New England states,
Louisiana.
Hey, and listen, people are asking. They're asking like, where you're going to DC or where everybody's meeting up or whatever it is. Listen, this is not an order. There's nobody organizing this. This is simply a time and place that everybody that has a grievance with whatever their grievance is, it's time for you to show up. That's what it is. The universe is pushing everybody there. That's not nobody's doing it. You won't see a name on it. Nobody's organizing this. It ain't what it is. Everybody's just going. I mean, around the world they're already going.
To tell them that we're done. We're done. I mean, we've been complacent long enough. A lot of people have tried to be good citizens. And when I say good citizens, I mean, you know, you're not bad people. You're trying to follow the rules. You're trying to trust the government. You think they have your best interest at heart. And 2 years, 3 years later, what have you gotten out of it? You're hungrier. You have less money in your account. You have to work twice as hard. Your fuel costs 3 times as much. Your food is up. Inflation's up almost 10%, about 9.1, I think is the last thing I heard. Unless you're in certain areas, like I'm in West Texas, and that's the highest inflation in the United States. No baby formula. So if you have kids, you're struggling to find baby formula. Your freedoms have been taken. You're being told that if you put something out that dissents with the government, you're basically misinformation. And they attempted to go after people with the Ministry of Truth. You know what? We don't have to agree on everything. But you can't tell me that you don't go fill up and only put half a tank in because you can't afford a full tank. Or you put a quarter of a tank in because that's all the money you have at the time. You know, you start thinking, now you're thinking, well, Do I want to go over there? How long is that going to take? How much money is that going to cost me in fuel? Do I need to start? You're starting to think more efficiently. It's affecting everyone. This is what this is about. So if it's not affecting you, bravo, man. Either it's not affecting you because you put yourself in some kind of magical unicorn position, or you've got your head buried in the sand, and I'm sorry for you.
Good to see you too. TP for freedom. Good to see you too.
Oh yeah, we got cool. I haven't seen this many opposition people on here. Welcome, y'all. Welcome. Bijamekel, Austin, Spinnaker. Thank you so much for coming in.
Hey,
Love
listen,
to have you.
everybody just needs to share all this. Any of the flyers you see for the 23rd or 26th, or all the information, you got to share it. All your platforms, everybody you're talking to, post it on your page, get it out there. It just needs to be out there. Everybody's got to get it out there. That's your part. That's what you need to do. It's that simple. Just put it out there. I go through and I post stuff. I go down through, at this point, every group that I'm in understands that I go through and I post stuff that has to do with people standing up in the United States. I post it in every group. They go through. If they don't want it posted in their group, they just deny it. No big deal. No hard feelings. It is what it is. A lot of groups that I'm in, they're just not. They're focused on other things that are going on in the world. So that's just what it is. No big deal. No hard feelings. They know it. They don't kick me out. Just put it out there. I mean, it's free. It's cheap. Everybody's on their phones all day anyway. Just spread it. Put it out. My neighborhood groups, I got 5 or 6 of them, and usually 3 or 4 might let me post something that has to do with this. And it's getting more and more groups are starting to allow me to post this stuff in their groups, because everybody's sick of it, man. The world is sick of it. The American people are sick of it. And they want to see that everybody else is standing up before they do. It's okay that some people, don't have the nerve or experience to stand up first, and they need to stand back and watch everybody else stand up. That's all right, man. A lot of people need more inspiration than others. It's no big deal. Just be the inspiration for the next person, and everybody just needs to get up.
All right, so Spinnaker says, and I'm not focusing on Spinnaker. I'm just, answering the questions. But that person says, but the free market has caused higher prices. It's not the free market that caused higher prices. What's caused higher prices is
he knows that, Roberto. He knows that. Inflation. Hey, listen.
I know he's not. No, but I respond for all of those, the other ones that are watching. Just to answer the question. Right. It's not to convince that person. And as far as the baby formula being on the shelves, just a couple of maybe 4 or 5 days ago, I went to a Walmart, completely empty. Baby formula is completely empty. So it could be in your neighborhood, but not where we went to the Walmart. Completely empty. So just wanted to clear that up too.
Hey man, I'm just gonna say we know there's people who have different opinion. Be kind, everyone. Be kind. We just need to love each other more. Some people are having a harder time than others, so we're just gonna be kind, and we're gonna send out love to these people. And if it's bothering you, just go ahead and block them off your thing if you can, and just ignore them, because everyone has a right to have their own opinion, but be kind. And we're just going to love each other, and we're going to bring each other together.
For everybody,
yes, Stephanie, I see you on here. You and Chris both. Hello.
For everybody who's having a difference of opinion, can you at least tell us what is actually bothering you in your life, and what is making you so upset and so angry with the world? Can you tell us? Can you communicate that to us? I mean, seriously, we want to know what it is that's frustrating you about this world, that's having you have this difference of opinion. We have to find this common ground. We have to build this bridge.
Is that our Steph?
Yes,
Tanya?
it is. It shows up on Facebook as Stephanie, but on here it shows up as Facebook user.
That's our Steph, though. Like our high strung. We love her to death,
Our
Steph.
phone Stephanie, yes, that's her.
Okay, yeah, Steph, call me, or I'll call you today later. It shows up as Facebook user, so I was like, what? I know you, but I don't know why it shows up as Facebook user.
It's weird because Chris shows up as his name, but hers doesn't.
Yeah, it's weird. So all good. I mean, that's pretty much all the USLA major business going on. Get prepared for the 23rd. Get prepared for the 26th. It sounds like it's going to be a big day on the 26th, where some of us are kind of excited more than others. Some of us are holding back with our emotions because they've been toyed with for so long. Go and order your flags. Dutch, Canada, US. We need to stand up for ourselves and stand up with the other countries that are standing up for themselves as well. We move as one. United we stand, divided we fall.
Canada will be moving with us. So
big time. I mean, I know they are. I've seen a lot with Canada. So I know I've heard a rumor mill that they're trying to get, there's other countries trying to get on board with it and connect it out. And wouldn't it be amazing how many countries are going to be moving as one?
Yes. It's a beautiful thing. I mean, there's no other way to do it. You go back to Agenda 2030, and I mean, I'm going to try not to get you blocked, but the goal is transhumanism. And I don't know about everyone else, but I like the way that we were created. And I like there being men and women in this world. I think we balance each other well. And I'm not down with the artificial intelligence stuff. It's just, I don't know. So there's that. And the depopulation, it's out there. We already told you, that information's in the Patriot Pack, but please, when you go and read it, go and do your own research for yourself. So you're not just taking what we say. You find the answers for yourself, what's going on.
Legitimate sources, people. Don't go to Wikipedia or
Yahoo
or the media
or even news outlets. Don't use that.
Legitimate. Like, go find some papers to read or government documents.
Go to the government website.
Just go straight to the source and work your way there, please, because I can't stand it when people are like, well, let's go with Fox. I read on Fox. No, don't trust what Fox says. Don't trust what the other main media say. They're all out to spin it, whatever way they want to spin it. Go get your little chunk of truth, maybe in there, and go look it up in legitimate. So go look it up in the government docs. Go look it up in, I question even academia papers now, but you can take an academic paper and see the citations that are written on there of where that information came from, and it will point you in a general direction of legitimate sources. So I can't stress that enough, because I had someone personally was like, well, I read on Yahoo. What the Yahoo, dude? Really? Like, why don't you just go find a more legitimate source?
Like, if you're wanting to find out about the World Economic Forum, go to their website. Read it for yourself. They say what they want to do. Now, granted, there are some things that have changed for those of us that have been watching World Health organization, all of that stuff that we do research nonstop, and we've been doing it for years. We do know that they've switched some of their definitions for things, but they still have the information there. It's clear enough what their plan is. They tell you their goal, they tell you their plan. So go find the answers for yourself. We're just here to inspire you to do so, because we know no matter who is watching this, who is listening, who will watch it later, who will read that Patriot Pack, whoever we connect with, everyone's hurting somehow. And so, more than anything, we recognize the abuse of the people in our country and in countries across the world, and something has to be done about it. It's not right that a certain few that have the most money in the world can abuse the rest of the people in the world. It's not right.
Hey, Spinnaker, see? We already bridged some of the gap. We agree on something. He says, don't go to sources that are widely checked. Trust us. We agree. I'm so happy that we just made a connection. See? Didn't take long. We agree. Let's start with that and go from there, man.
Yeah.
Out to play. USLA is just encouraging everybody to stand up and go to DC. That's it. Period. Everybody's going to be there. People are going to be there. There'll be all kind of groups that are there. Like I said, nobody is organizing this. Everybody is just sick of it, and they're showing up.
There's also an event going on in Longview, Texas on the 30th of July. If anybody is around that area, look up Longview, Take America Back. They got an organization or an event, a rally going on down there. I'll be speaking at it. There'll be other speakers as well. Some entertainment and everything. So come on down if you're in the area. Longview is East Texas. So if you're in Arkansas, you know people out in Arkansas, Louisiana, Mississippi, Oklahoma, make the trip on down July 30th and hang on out with us. Changing the world, guys. May be hard to see. May feel like this ain't gonna work or this ain't gonna work. We can't have those old thought patterns and old beliefs. We're not gonna be able to manifest anything new and different and better if we have those old thought patterns and beliefs. So we have to come together, not just in unity physically, but with the same mental thought, that we want this world to be a better place. Not just for ourselves, but mainly for the children and for the generations to come. Otherwise, this cycle will continue to get worse, where we're completely enslaved or we literally die because we don't want to be enslaved. I don't want to be exploited. I don't want to be coerced into doing things that I feel personally is not right. And you and everybody else should have that same exact right to be able to do what you see as right to the limitations of common law, right? Like, don't go out and kill your neighbor. Don't steal from them. Like, that should be common sense type of law. So this is for our generation to come. We unify together, not just physically, but we come together with the right mindset here. Because we all know that this world is getting very tumultuous and very crazy and chaotic, and something's just not right. Some of us can't put our finger on it. Some of us there's others that can put their finger on where the issue is at. But we all know that we got to come together, because that's the only way that we're going to stop this blanket of darkness that's trying to envelop our life and take us down and have complete control. And enough is enough, y'all. Like, come on. We know that my reason is not going to be your reason or the next person's reason, but it doesn't mean that your reason or my reason is any less invalid from one another. So let's stand up. July 23rd is right before my birthday, so do it for my dang birthday. I made it another year. 26 is going to go down out here in D.C. If you can't get there, go to your government dimension. If you can't go there, go to the next best spot. If it's in your front yard, then so be it. Have your American flag and your white flag above it, and let's go out there and fly it. you don't know what white flag means, it doesn't mean that we're surrendering. It's just about truce, about trying to have that parlay, to be able to have that conversation with our government officials. So, and then represent the American flag, and that's it. If you want to put flags on your car, you want to write on your car, if you write on your car, it washes off. It's not going to mess up your paint. It's not going to take your paint off. It's not going to take your tint off your pretty windows or anything like that. Your flag's not going to mess up your car. I go 100 miles an hour down the road with my flags flying, beating the heck out of my car. I ain't got no dents, and it ain't take my dang paint off. All right, it's tattered the flag a little bit, but it shows everybody my patriotism and my dedication to this country and to the founding principles that are in the United States Constitution that's been granted to us by our Creator. Whatever that Creator may be, you may see it as the universe, you may see it as a certain name, you may see it as God or Jesus, but endowed to us by our Creator. And that could be simply your mother and your father.
That's good.
I do.
Awesome. Yeah, we didn't mention white flag till just now. We have what is white flag. It is not surrender. It is a truce in order to parlay, have a conversation, negotiate. I apologize that I didn't bring it up sooner. I'm glad you did. So that white flag needs to be above the American flag. It can be a white sheet, or it can be a white piece of fabric, completely solid white. But we have that instruction and understanding in our packet under what is white flag. Berto loves to talk about it. If you'd like to reintroduce it again to our group.
Hey, real quick, let me address this. Listen, we're not aligning with any group out to play.
Thank
We
you.
are simply encouraging everybody to get to DC. If you can't, go to your governor's mansion. It's that simple. Nobody's organizing anything. Nobody's doing up with nobody. The people are going to DC, and that's what's happening. Period. They're going. So whoever's there, that'd be like saying USLA is aligning with Black Lives Matter, because I bet they'll be there. Or the Pride people, because I bet they'll be there. Or whatever other group you want to come up with, because they're going to be there. And as much as we don't agree with other people, or we don't agree with other groups, or whatever it is, I mean, everybody's got to show up, period. That's it, point blank.
And show up with your white flags, because if you have any type of fear of getting attacked or getting bootstrapped or whatnot by the cops, that white flag can come a long way, because white flag means don't attack. We're calling a truce. It's like Lisa was saying, it's not surrender. Show up with your white flag. That means don't attack. Whoever attacks you, and you have that white flag in your person, not just in your car, but in your person, they are violating international law, not national law, not constitution, international law, and that could be prosecuted very heavily. If you want to look more into it, you go into the Law of War manual. It's international. However, it's in the DOD's website, the Department of Defense. It's yeah, I forgot what the domain name of the website is, but I'm pretty sure if you Google DOD Law of War manual, it'll show up. It's a very extensive manual. It's more than 1,200 pages long. But if you go to sections 12.4 and 12.5, it talks specifically about the white flag of truce. It's a 3-minute read, 3 to 5 minute read, if that. So if you want to feel more secure in DC, take your white flag. We talk about it every Monday and Wednesday. Like, for example, tomorrow at 12 o'clock noon Eastern time. If you have the Jitsi app, if you don't have it, download it. If you have it, We talk about it in Florida Convoy Room, all together, Florida Convoy. On Wednesdays at noon, it's what we started as the international call to talk about the white flag of truce, and obviously then we just talk amongst each other. On Wednesday, it's at noon Eastern as well, and it's the call. The room name is the call. Mondays as well. If you missed noontime at Eastern, we also have another call in Idaho Convoy on Mondays at noon Pacific time. So if you miss the 12 o'clock noon Eastern, you could go to the noon Pacific time Idaho Convoy. So, if you guys, want to actually talk to us, you can actually talk live.
If you can
You're
hear us,
cutting out.
you're breaking up.
While he's coming back, I'll address this comment. I'm sorry, I was just trying to get clarification about being added to their website, because I was the one that David told that to. I don't know if anyone else was told that, but you don't know me personally, and I'll tell you who I am personally, that I reach out and check on people that I've met through my life and always will. And he's out there doing something that no one else is doing right now. So it's important to me to check on people like that. And so I did, and I let him know about our Patriot Pack being live on our website now. And when I told him that, he said that we would be added to their website so that people could find that information. So that's the only connection there is, and that's the clarification about us being added to their website. It's purely because the research that we've done in that packet of information, and he said that was great. Thank you for what we're doing, and he would add us to his website. And I'm not going to tell anyone not to do that. I don't care who it is. If they're gonna support us and what we're doing, we appreciate that. And like we've said multiple times in this meeting, we all have to come together. I don't know who they're supporting. I don't watch their live streams. I don't have time. I've heard rumors, and I don't live by rumors, so I'm not there with those people. But we don't support sex offenders, if that's what you're asking. But that's not who Santa is. So that was who my communication was with.
Let me just step in real quick. Don't be surprised if there's not at least one sex offender watching this right now. Just understand that.
Absolutely.
Just know that. And if you don't expect that, then you need to fucking lock your kids up closer than what you got them locked up. Because I promise you, you got neighbors that are the same fucking thing. The motherfuckers are everywhere.
So that's why we put out the Patriot Pack, so everyone can get their hands on it for education and put it wherever they wanted or deemed fit. And just because USLA Patriot Pack is in different organizations does not necessarily mean we're affiliated, and it doesn't necessarily mean that we aren't affiliated. But that was the whole point of us putting out those packets, was so that there would be access to information that was put together in a way that people can easily access it and read it. And it's been put out everywhere in the United States. So I don't know who has it. That was the whole point, was to go ahead and release it to anyone that wanted it, and anyone that wanted to post it wherever they wanted to post it. But
anyone that follows me on any kind of social media will know that, like, I'm completely against all of that. And I can't even say the word, like, I'm scared to say it on a live stream because I've been blocked and cut off so many times speaking against it. I mean, you see my name. Leave the kids alone. Leave the kids alone. And I talked about abuse. I don't stand for it. So, yes, they are trying to normalize it. Michael, you are correct. People are trying to normalize that. And so we try to bring light to that as well. But I'm not going to keep.
Wait, whoa. I just want to address out to play. I'm in the wrong place. Thank you all. Keep on. No, we did not say we support them at all. We do not support that. We support protecting children. So I'm not sure how you didn't understand that, but I just want to clarify that we do not support the harm or abuse or grooming of children by anyone. Period. End of discussion.
I'm blocked on Facebook right now for the third time for speaking about pedophiles. So, there it is. I'll speak up against it day after day after day. So, no, we don't support any of that.
What else we got?
Yeah. So someone mentioned what's happened in Canada on July 30th at the airports. They're doing some stuff there. So keep your eyes open for that as well.
Yeah, so there is already a conversation with others that are doing that July 30th airport rally. If you don't understand what it's about, it is Say No to Digital ID up there. They are pushing it big time in Canada. There's been several rallies held also to get their vaccination mandates removed for anyone that was flying or flying into Canada or flying out of Canada. You cannot fly on the plane in Canada at the time they were doing the rallies without being vaccinated. I believe from our contacts there, I've been told that they did remove that. I may not be accurate on that, but I thought that's what he said just recently. They removed it. Now they're trying to push digital ID in the airports in order to fly. So they are holding rallies for Say No to Digital ID in the airports. The other thing y'all don't know about is there is a pilot program kicking off in Miami Airport. It's one of the only airports in the United States to do it. They are putting facial recognition on every single gate terminal. So every time you fly into Miami and you get off or on a plane, they have a facial recognition of who you are, which goes to a database that we don't know where that database goes or who holds that information. So I know that that's a big deal to me because that's the first bigger step they have. I mean, they already have airports locked down anyway. But now they're, I mean, why? Why do we need facial recognition on there? What's the point? That's just the next step to digital ID. So you need to research that with the Miami Airport and the pilot program and understand we need to support our Canadian brothers and sisters up north. Say no to digital ID because anything Canada tries to implement successfully will easily come right down here very quickly.
Right. Spinnaker said, IDs at the voting booth, good, and airports, bad. So we agree on that, too. Especially digital IDs.
Spinnaker, that's two. Building those blocks.
What?
Oh, RS, we know what USLA is doing, and we're just trying to collaborate with people, one person at a time, and just educate people and protect our sovereignty, our U.S. sovereignty, and defend our Constitution. So we're not commenting on 1776 because that seems to divide people, and there's no reason to do that. We already had our discussion about it.
Yeet. Freedom!
Yeah, so does everybody know about this nuclear heads up they're giving out in New York and I guess California now too? They're pushing people to be prepared for a nuclear, whatever the hell they're talking about, nuclear attack, or be prepared for the government to drop a nuke on them, like Jim fucking Brandon said.
My
It's crazy, man. Listen, their
my
next move is to try to get everybody to stay inside because of the threat of a nuclear attack. That's what your next. It's a pilot program right now. I can assure you again, this is all my own research and speculation and understanding of what goes on. There's no other reason for them to do it. If there's a nuclear threat anywhere in the United States, the entire United States would be getting heads up, not just an island or the western border, the western coast. It's not, you don't drop a nuke on New York City and not warn Pennsylvania or Maryland or New Jersey. Huh?
The 40s duck and cover. The duck and cover new videos. Get on.
Oh, I haven't seen the duck and cover ones yet.
That's from the 40s. We've seen that, but I'm saying from the 40s.
Oh yeah, from the 40s. Yeah. The
Cover.
same thing.
Go ahead and get under your desk, duck and cover, and you'll be safe. No,
they do that because if they ever got to come in and identify everybody, they want to make sure everybody's body parts are just like in one spot.
Look at those. If there's a nuclear attack, you better hope you're inside that blast area. But that's been a reality for years, all through the Cold War, all that. So, I mean, we all know that they're never going to pick one plan. They're going to pick, okay, we have all these contingencies. How do we keep X from happening?
Correct.
So, if you start seeing them put stuff up like that, start asking questions. Why? What are you preparing to do to your own American citizens?
Yeah, it's only Democratic cities.
Did you see what I was showing you? Because I asked her where she.
So I noticed that too, because Matt looked them up and he's like Hawaii and New York and he listed like 3 or 4 off, and I was like, those are all Democratic cities. That's weird.
Yeah.
So the next elephant in the room will be the non-duck and covers are still alive. Or the non-shelter seekers are still alive, not dying. And the Democrats will still be like, but it's real. It's fucking real. Sorry, I always cuss on your live.
Roberto's back.
Yeah, I think I have reception for a little bit, but next time I get kicked off, I'll be watching. In case you guys need me, just holler, because I'll be just watching it in case I get kicked out. But anyways, yeah, if you guys want to talk live with us, we're usually on those calls in Jitsi. So hope you guys took notes. Noontime on Mondays and Wednesdays.
I drank Coke for like my entire life up to just a couple years ago. And now I drink Pepsi.
Why?
I don't know.
You got the right one, baby.
That's right.
I'm done for the night if you guys are. Yeah, someone said duck and cover from a nuke. I think that was Stephanie.
Coke is a piece of shit company.
Yeah.
Yeah, but if you look at who owns Coke, they own everything else too. So.
Oh, yeah. By the way, that's a good segue, man. If you go look in the Patriot Pack, the Educational Pack, under the Bilderberg Group, there's going to be a neat little circle with all these lines connecting over the last 15 years of people interjected in the Bilderberg Group. And then you can see the lines where all these companies and people are connected. Coke's in there. McDonald's is in there. Nike's in there. You keep looking, and they're all connected to all these different government agencies, and it'll give you quite a good perspective on how they've interconnected the world that way.
Yeah, they very devious.
Good night, TP for freedom.
Very devious. But I guess we'll
folks, another thing we could do at home is boycott. You know, we can't stress it enough, boycott all these, big companies and support your local, I don't know, local soda manufacturers. If you have to drink soda, make it at home. I don't know, but that's another thing we could do from home. Again, if you don't have the resources to go to DC or whatever, those are the little things we can all do from home. So,
yeah.
The link to the packet we keep talking about is theusla.com. It's been put in the comments on the live stream on YouTube and Facebook. So when you Google it, you're not going to find it. You'll have to go straight to the website to download it.
That's funny, Spinnaker. Is there a link to this pack? I've Googled it, even though you told me not to use Google, and I can't find it. That's funny.
Okay, here you go. That's funny right there.
I'm muted. Leanne said, I just happened to scroll to this conversation. We'll have to join and get notifications. Please do turn on your notifications because, as you know, a group like ours is shadow banned. And then you can look and see if your state has a group as well.
Yeah, Michael says BlackRock and Vanguard. I think Vanguard's owned by BlackRock. So it's one of the same, man. That's going to be my pet project coming up here soon if I ever find time. Right now, I just need sleep. So my time is spent sleeping along with everything else. And then when I get kicking, it'll be no sleep for like 3 weeks. So
Trina, you're right. Just show up. Everybody just show up. Whatever you're pissed off about, show up. Reach out in your local community groups on Facebook or on Craigslist or on whatever platform you search on. Get in your local groups. Ask them when school boards are meeting. Ask them when your city council's meeting. Find out all that stuff. On the 23rd, it's an all-day event. We encourage you to take it all the way to the 26th. Raise awareness, fly your flags, get your windows drawn on all of the things. On the 26th, whether you go to DC or you show up at your governor's mansion, you're just showing up. You're just showing up in numbers. Consider it a meet and greet. The one in DC, consider it a 2 million man march. It's a 2 million patriot march. Whatever you want to call it. Just show up. Start showing up at 8 o'clock. That's kind of the time that was put out there. Just show up. Other people will show up and introduce yourself. Get to know your brothers and sisters of the nation, and do your part. That's what it is. It'll. I can assure you the the crowd will go however it's supposed to go. It's read the crowd. Like I said, especially in DC, there's probably going to be a lot of groups there for a lot of different reasons. Read your surroundings, keep your head on a swivel, pay attention to who's around you, pay attention to what they're talking about, pay attention to what they're wearing. Most of these groups will give themselves away by stuff as simple as the type of boots they wear, or some of them will wear an armband. They'll wear stuff like that because people from their groups are coming from all over the country. So they'll agree on a certain thing to wear so that they can be picked out by their followers or whoever, whatever group they're with.
So just, be obviously approach with caution. Always approach with caution if you go into anything like this. Even the the calmest situations with a few bad apples can go south. So pay attention and just show up, man. It's all love. It's all it's all everybody's just showing up.
To make it unpeaceful, stay peaceful.
Just show up and run with it. It's it. I mean, just show up. That's what we got to do. The American people just have to show up. Just show up. A meet and greet with your fellow Americans. Maybe some of you guys might get lucky. Your governor might come out and talk to you if he's home. Who knows?
Michael, if you go to DuckDuckGo instead of Google, you'll find some more information on Vanguard and BlackRock and the ownership. In February of 2022, it says that they've disclosed ownership of 12,236,134 shares of BlackRock.
Oh, it's on shares, so they got the controlling share, is what it is. See, that's why I need to get digging into that, because they do have the controlling share on the UP also, which is a railroad.
Right. Okay,
Anything else, y'all?
Thank you for being here tonight. Good night.
We appreciate it.
Good night, everybody. Thanks for coming.
Bye, y'all.
See you next time.